Can't you get it say "Good morning, Alberta" or something like that?
I could. Oh, that's great. AI.
Well,
Oh,
good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 35 somehow of the Coin Jam
It's been going on a while.
Yes, it's been going on a while. We skipped a month. We haven't made up for it. Our last episode was 45 days ago. A lot has gone on. Very sad that we've seemed to have lost Kay, but we'll see if maybe he can join us in spirit somehow. I don't know.
You say it like he's dead.
For all we know, he could be.
He literally just said like 20 minutes ago, "I'm going to be late."
Yeah, but we haven't heard
from
from
the
him
great
yet.
beyond.
Could be.
Yeah, but like late can mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
It could mean he is late.
As you can see, I haven't trimmed my beard since our last episode.
Neither have I.
I was just lazy, and then I was, over the holidays, there's no reason to. And now that I turned it into a playoff beard for my beloved New England Patriots, and that seems to be working. So this will be shaved off of my face one way or another a week from tomorrow. So
is that when the Super Bowl is?
Yep, next Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. What?
No, all good.
They don't do that in Canada? They don't do playoff beards in Canada?
Well, I don't understand how. Okay, I'm not a. Yes, my name is Chance. I make my own luck. Blah 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 blah. I do not understand how somebody. I don't understand how somebody could think of or fathom not shaving your facial hair would affect the outcome of a game. Like that level of superstition is insane to me.
I'm not doing it as a form of sympathetic magic. I'm doing it as a like a signal as to of my support and a reason to bring it up in conversation. People will ask me, "Why haven't you trimmed your beard?" And I'll tell them
sympathetic magic. Mm-hmm. It's witchcraft.
It's not going to affect the outcome at all, right? It's not like I have lucky socks that I don't wash or something like that.
Just the butterfly effect, like you shaved your face and it clogged your drain and somehow led to like blowing a water main or a sewage main
let it go down
in
the
your
drain.
Neighborhood, and then it I don't know. There's like some kind of a butterfly effect that you could.
When it's like this, you can't just shave it into the sink. You gotta put the stopper in the sink, shave it off, collect it, and throw it in the trash.
Oh yeah, always throw it in the trash. Always throw it in the trash.
And then somebody can steal your DNA from the trash and try to clone you.
Why bother when you've got friends and family that do those mail-in DNA tests? They've already got your shit.
There you go. So for all we know, there could be another K walking around, and we'll get the clone K dialing in because he'll probably be calling in from a weird location, not his usual digs, right? So we're gonna have to ask him some questions that only the real K would know. And see if he can answer them properly. But let's take a quick look at the live chat here. First of all, I want to say many thanks to Levi Patterson for becoming a brand new channel member. Levi is somebody that I've talked to for a long time. He was just working on a Pac-Man. I was chatting with him, and I had even given up hope. I had given up mentioning it to him, but he went ahead and became a channel member earlier today. So thank you, Levi. We've got Wayne Sylvester, channel member in the house. Papa Sean 69 tubing in from Peterborough, Ontario, as always. He's in his normal digs, and he shaved his beard today. We're also joined by Neil Bjorkland and Joel Strahan, Dominic, and Retro World Arcade. All right, let's make a goal here. Let's see. If we can get a goal of 10 super chats, it doesn't give us much control over the timers. Let's skip that for now. It's just YouTube is such a mess. I discovered something else today that they did wrong.
All you need to do, the intro, you need to set up OBS. Okay. You set up OBS and get advanced scene switcher on OBS.
Oh, that's work.
And no, it's not work. It's really easy. Like if I can do it, you can do it.
Just because it's easy doesn't mean it's not effortful.
It's you know what? Look, it's
I was literally running around all day, and then finally sat down. I pulled the some of the low voltage wiring in my Neo Geo was like hacked together with electrical tape and that sort of thing. So I pulled all that out to get working on it. And I literally sat down and had time to solder one wire. And my wife was like, I need you to go pick up dinner. And so I've had absolutely zero time. I tried to do a little bit of it again. And I was like checking things to see if I had to add any length or if the length was still of the wiring was still going to reach where it needed to go. But I haven't had a second. And now you want me to do more work?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really.
Exactly.
You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I know. I don't want to cry on camera.
Do you realize that you realize what we're competing with tonight?
Todd Tucky.
That this is how it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's a Grammy.
Literally the Grammys are
nobody cares about the Grammys.
Yeah. That's what I've been, but
nobody
my
cares.
own wife is not watching because she's watching the Grammys.
There's no music anymore. Nobody makes music.
Here's one really interesting fun fact that I forgot to share with you off camera earlier. This is the craziest
should we go off camera
thing.
again?
No. This is good. I noticed over the course of the last, I don't know, a couple months, there has been a massive influx on both Apple Music and Spotify. I didn't know for sure on Spotify, but I know for Apple Music, and I've heard
SoundCloud.
Is it? Well, no. Like on the big streaming services, singles that were AI created in like a specific genre or theme.
Sure.
With like really like what was it's some like old funk music and stuff. Really like some really crass stuff, but some really like good and interesting stuff that are just people randomly with no musical background whatsoever using AI to create, I would not even consider it AI slop content, and posting that up on like Apple Music and Spotify to make a couple of pennies here and there.
I wonder if there was a similar backlash transition, whatever, when synth machines were first introduced. Like, they're not even playing instruments.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Go up to a random person and ask them to name 10 recording artists that have released an album in the last year. I guarantee the average person can't do it.
I probably
like
could.
A non-music person.
Yeah, okay. I probably
just a regular person. The music industry doesn't exist anymore. It's just Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but
it's Taylor Swift and reissues. That's all it is.
Hey, I'm not knocking it. That Eras Tour concert, like that's
what about like Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, all of them?
Yeah.
I've heard of Sabrina Carpenter.
I've got to say, okay, so I went to the Eras Tour. My wife went 3 times. She went once in Canada, once in the United States, and we went once in Germany.
Okay.
And I went with her to the Germany one. I got to say, as someone who's like has worked in live production, I've been to and worked at hundreds of concerts in my day. It's like my first job out of high school was working crew and security for concerts. So I'd been like hundreds of them.
So you were a roadie.
No. We don't need to. I wasn't traveling with them. I was local here in Calgary, but I gotta say
something awesome just happened.
I gotta say that the Eras Tour was actually pretty phenomenally good. Like, that was a phenomenally good event. And actually, fun fact, her production designer is one of my best work buddies' cousins. So my buddy Joel Tobin, he's one of the art directors in town, amazing human being. His cousin is her art director that designed the Eras Tour and I think a bunch of her videos and stuff and sets and stuff.
Are we done talking about Taylor Swift? I have an arcade topic to talk about. Something really cool just happened, completely unexpected to talk about it. I did not win a Grammy, Wayne, unfortunately, for my what's it called? Spoken word Grammy for the podcast or something like that. It's an honor just to be nominated. No, so this individual, this is a person with a single digit message count on Clav. Just about a year ago this month, posted something on Clav, the Clav forums, about some custom artwork that they were making, like marquees for games that never had a marquee, some other stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things that I really wanted, let me see if I can throw something together here and kind of show it. One of the things that I really wanted was their versus Wrecking Crew marquee. And they posted like pictures of it. Hang on. Let's go here. Let's go here. I'm like making a slide right now. They had posted pictures of it, but not the actual like artwork files. Why is this doing this to me? And I had like replied to that thread before, and they never said anything. Okay, we'll do this. We'll go arrange. What?
I can't open Clav right
line.
now because if I do, I'm just gonna read Fet's.
Again?
No. I've never gotten banned off Clav. I would just read Fet's
Really?
Tapper Cabaret build, and it'd be just me staring at the screen for the next hour. I'm stupidly excited about that.
Let's do this. Give me a second. This is going to be worth it.
Talks amongst ourselves. Liam, how have you been?
Busy.
Any pickups lately?
Nope.
Neither.
Isn't that fun?
I know.
I haven't picked up anything since September.
Really?
Yep.
I think I'm in that same boat. When was the last thing I got? Was the PlayChoice 10 dual monitor and the Defender, which has gone off to my buddy Al. Cool.
Okay, here we go.
Defender, kind of.
What's the over/under that K's being hung from the rafters and being bled out right now?
It's possible.
60-40.
60-40? Okay. I'm going to go start a poly market thing. Hold on. Make a couple bucks. I had to explain to my wife what poly market was the other day. That was pretty great. We actually have a topic here, folks. Like, we're actually going to talk about some stuff.
And this is... Where is this thing?
Do you need help, Charlie? I have the image pulled up.
Hold
like,
on. No,
like professional help or like...
Either.
Okay. I'm no longer a licensed psychiatrist, so...
Hold on. I had it.
We're gonna.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
And then we're gonna come back with the intro again. Oh, that looks really good.
So versus Wrecking Crew never had marquee artwork, and a lot of people already know this. I haven't done a pickup video, but I have a versus dual system upright cabinet now that I wanted to use this as the marquee artwork, right? And some people had made like versus Wrecking Crew marquees before, but they were the same and they were really just like text, right? And this has like Mario and Luigi. You know, you can either put Mario on the left, Luigi on the right, or whatever you want to do. And I thought this was really, really cool. And anyway, so the guy that made this with a single digit message count, he posted like a bunch of finished artwork and then like, hey, here's something that I'm still working on. I'm trying to get angles right or whatever type of stuff. And he like left Claw for a year. I responded to the thread like a month or two ago, didn't respond. And then just yesterday, I just happened to notice in another thread, I don't know how something clicked in my head, but I saw that he was online. And so I DM'd him and he responded and posted this in his Google Drive or whatever. I'll put a link to the thread.
Can I make one criticism?
No.
Or one critique?
Can't we just have nice things?
Look. I'm just, it's one thing. It's the only thing standing out to me.
What don't you like?
Okay, it's not that I don't like it. This is phenomenally good. In fact, this is amazing.
Except
the only thing that's bugging me, and I mean this as a creative, is the white background. That is the only thing.
Sure.
And there's two valid reasons for that. One, in my mind, it just looks kind of incomplete on such an amazingly good thing. It looks a little incomplete. And two, I don't know of any other marquee in the arcade world. Liam, feel free to prove me wrong here, that it has a white background like that.
Donkey Kong has a decent amount of white.
It has a decent amount of white, but not the background. It's a strip through it.
It's part of the background.
It's part of the background. You could see where
Galaxium.
Oh yeah. You're right.
One of the most important ones of all time, Pac-Man.
Yeah, but that's like
Pac-Man.
I think, but like, okay, so let me correct myself then.
Super Pac-Man, even more.
Pac-Man.
No Nintendo marquee is all white like that.
Oh, that's a huge difference.
Okay, yeah. I like this. Don't get me wrong. It's
I'll give you a practical reason to custom artwork pieces are going to be printed.
Yeah,
yes.
Oh yeah.
Black looks terrible.
I'm not saying black.
Unprinted.
I'm not saying black. I'm saying that, like, you see how the bricks are at kind of like an angle, like how on the Donkey Kong marquee there's those angled stripes, right? So the bricks are kind of angled like this. I feel that you could keep most of the white in there, but just adding just a little stripe of color or just something to break up the white. But other than that, like, this is a 98 out of 100.
It's awesome.
No, this is 101 out of 110 as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's just so close.
I'm glad you approve. Joel in the live chat,
my opinion doesn't matter.
worried about Nintendo being protective. I'm like, yeah, I might have trouble getting somebody that'll print this, but I'm sure I can get.
Nintendo doesn't care.
Nintendo.
That's like summoning them right there.
Yeah,
bring it on.
You said it 3 times.
You're the one saying bring it on. You're not the one trying to print this work.
Do you know how many cease and desist orders I've been sent from companies? Like, I can literally count them on 2.
You work in the film industry.
No. This is nothing to do with film. Like,
but the fact that you're counting them at all.
the games.
I don't have to count how many cease and desists I've got because it's 0.
The Games Workshop one was incredibly vicious. I'll be honest with you. They got mad at me.
Against Canadian Arcade?
No, this is pre-arcade times. Like, I tried to resin cast. I don't know if you know anything about Warhammer 40K. I tried to have. I got a Thunderhawk gunship, like one of the original pewter Thunderhawk gunships. It's a model.
Is that Custodes?
Warhammer. Anyway,
I know some words.
Okay, good.
There's an Emperor.
Wow. Anyway, I had an original computer Thunderhawk gunship. I was one of the few lucky people that had one, and it didn't come in like the fancy box or anything. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, more people need to have this. So I actively went out and tried to find a company that could resin cast the model and like get copies of them made. And Games Workshop UK was on. Like, I was like 18 at the time. This was like 22, 23 years ago, 24 years ago. I got a phone call from their lawyer. I got hate mail from them. It's like, because I posted one thing about it on like a user forum years ago. And it was like, you are going to go to jail if you even talk about this anymore. And I was like, wow, that's, they went from 1 to 100, but Nintendo's not going to care. You know what, if you want, I got people locally that'll print copies of that, reverse print, translate, however you want it. That's so easy. I mean,
is that legit? Is that a legit Nintendo licensed apparel, or somebody made that?
This is from the New York store.
This ain't from Atari. This ain't from Atari.
No, it's from Walmart. They make those and sell them at Walmart.
So I got it as a gift. I don't even know where it came from.
Oh, I think I've got a similar one. It's
sure.
Yeah. But no. This is literally from the New York store. I got to see anyway, it was a great trip. But
I love that
it's fan art, man. Hold on, look. Pirate Wiggins. It's protected under fan art.
Right? It's Mario and Luigi. Luigi doesn't get any marquee time.
You're not selling it.
Exactly.
You can get it printed. I'm sure there's so many people out there. Zabos would probably print that for you.
I was going to go to arcademarquee.com first because I would love to have it this year.
Fair.
I love Joe. Joe does good stuff. His timelines are starting to approach Togs.
Oh,
yeah.
That's too bad. I see, and this is the thing, like, everyone always complains about this whole game, and it's like, I never have a problem with Rich. Like, we've talked about this ad nauseum. Like, every time somebody starts complaining about Rich and Kendra, like, I don't even call them. I just make an order and it shows up at my door like a week later. Like I haven't tried since like Trump came to office and all the tariffs and border mail changes happened. But like,
that's not it. They just like stop doing stuff for months. They work on their house. They do Halloween and then Christmas. So I'm guessing by April, Rich will post something on Clav. Say, hey, I want to get caught up on orders. They've got a YouTube channel now about their home renovations.
Interesting.
I
love that.
Sean is hearing, if Sean is watching, he will tell you guys all about it in the live chat. But yeah, so the plan is to print this and put this on the dual system upright.
Yeah, that'd be gnarly.
Awesome.
Wrecking Crew. Fun fact: Wrecking Crew was the first Versus game that I ever got.
Nice.
Yeah, it came with my red tent. I had Versus Wrecking Crew, and then I had a second PCB that had, I think, just Mario Brothers and something else on the other side. I can't remember. Baseball? Can't remember.
RBI baseball.
I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
Or
all right.
golf.
Well, let's start the podcast in earnest.
Yes, we're 25 minutes in. Let's go.
Liam, what have you been up to over at Retro Robotics?
Well, I certainly haven't picked anything up.
Busy though.
I've been somewhat busy. I had MagFest. That was a lot of fun. And before MagFest,
for those who don't know what MagFest is, you want to give a little plug?
It's the music and gaming festival in National Harbor. Comes once a year. When it happens, it's one of, if not the largest free play arcade on the East Coast. And it is a absolute whale of a time for 3 days and a pain to get machines working and keep them working through the entire event. So in preparation for MagFest, I brought a couple games with me. One of them was Defender. I struggled to get that thing working, and it's only kind of sort of working. Still haven't hunted down all the bugs in Defender. It'll work and randomly reset every now and then. Don't know why. Haven't figured it out. That's a later date problem. The other thing I got working is Black Widow. That's a really fun game. I've been playing it a ton now that it is operational. All I'm waiting on is the CPO, and it's pretty much good to be moved into the game room. Tracked down an original marquee and a reproduction control panel that fit. So feeling pretty good.
Metal.
Yes, reproduction metal one. So I was a little skeptical of picking up a reproduction metal panel for Black Widow because I have one of the reproduction panels for Major Havoc, and it doesn't actually fit right in the cabinet. When you look at it from the side, the panel, the angle is wrong, and you can actually see under the control panel.
Oh, yeah.
Which I hate, but it's the only thing I can use to deal with the roller, so I have it. But I was worried that the Black Widow panel would have the same defect, but luckily it did not.
Did Takeman to make both of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it was like a model something, like he had one that was bent weird or something like that. Because I've seen others have the same weirdness posted.
Hot take. He makes some really good stuff, and he's been really great for the community. But every once in a while, something comes out with no QC on it. Like my tapper control panel for Vanessa's tapper. One of the 4 mounting studs for the center joystick is not square. It's off. And like I bought that, and then like a year later got to use it and went to like install the joystick on it, and I realized I'm like, what the hell? Like I had to drill out the hole on the joystick plate, which is no big deal. But like if I wasn't that kind of person, it would suck. But every once in a while. But again, like, you know, when you're failing once out of 1,000 times, like maybe twice out of 1,000 times, like, ooh, things
in either case, I'm glad that it fit. This one fit perfectly. And the game is great. And now I am 3 away from having a complete set of Atari Vectors, which is fun. Nice. I'm only missing Star Wars Quantum and Red Baron.
I think you need Red Baron.
Not really. The other two are the ones I really want.
I mean, Star Wars is a great game. Quantum is a game.
I like Quantum.
It's okay.
I actually really want a Quantum, and I wanted less of the gameplay and more because I'm fascinated by the hardware.
Mm.
So I really want to get a chance to play around with one.
Shout out to my buddy Adam. Just finished a Major Havoc restoration. Like, this is the kind of guy who like will.
And that one's in a Gravatar cabinet.
Yeah. He'll like polish bolts that you won't see that go in the bottom back inside under the power supply. Like, he is that meticulous with his restorations. They're phenomenally good. But he just finished this, and I can't wait to get an opportunity to go see it. Phenomenally good game. Yeah,
mine also has that full art package. I took the time to do it last time I pulled that machine out to do some serious work on it. The only reason I did that is that the original side art, it was a space duel originally, had been destroyed and was not salvageable. Honestly, the side art for Gravatar and Space Duel works just fine for Major Havoc. So if the side art had been intact, I would have left it as it was.
Yeah, I agree to that. I think Space Duel is probably is the better out of the pair, but like, that's just me because I'm biased.
Space Duel's got great art.
Yeah.
I have an upright Space Duel in my garage that's just been hanging out in there, and the art is just wonderful.
It's more fun as a cocktail, but you lose the art.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I have both. I have the cocktail and the upright, and the cocktail's the one that gets to stay in the arcade.
Charlie, are you freezing on us?
Am I freezing? I don't think so.
You sound like it.
You look like it.
Spinning around.
We're not seeing any spinning.
No, I'm seeing like a potato.
Slideshow of needs more JPEG.
Little. The compression
You guys sound fine. Oh my! It looks terrible.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going on?
Yeah.
I think it's my connection to StreamYard.
It's got less pixels than one of those games in the background.
Guess we gotta replace StreamYard. I don't know.
It also is like
you literally have less than 1 frame per second, Charlie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is what StreamYard. I just put it in the live chat. This is what StreamYard is telling me. It's like caption of the.
It looks like Cyberpunk launch day.
Stop my camera. Are you hearing me? Okay.
Oh yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
No, not really, but you're there.
It sounds robotic, but present.
How about now?
Yeah. It compresses out the background noises quite well.
I don't know what to tell you.
Who's watching Netflix?
Yeah.
Is that it? Let me try a speed test.
Because that's going to fix it.
Yeah, of course. So my upload is 700 megabits a second, 708. Or my download. My upload is 0.2 megabits per second. So
there you go.
So 700 down and 0.16 up.
I ran a speed test. It just said no.
So what is schedule 1?
What do you have? Who do you have for internet down there? Like, did you switch to like an Amish provider or something?
I have Xfinity Fiber.
Oh yeah, sure. Your neighbors are streaming.
The thing about that is like, you can't really compete with the bandwidth of a passenger pigeon carrying a flash drive.
No, you can't. You can't, especially if he stops to get food. Like, you're messed up with that. Like,
over short distances.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what's going on in my video. I apologize.
Do you want to like switch over to like Morse code mode and just like start beeping your responses?
It's kind of cursed.
Why don't we move on to Chance telling us all the things that he's been doing in the arcade hobby for the past 45 days.
Yep. All right. And enough of that. Nothing really. Actually, I have not. Has it been 45 days since we've done an episode?
It's Kay.
Here.
Oh my God. It's like a work here.
Save us, please.
Oh God, what's happening?
Charlie, you don't have eyes.
with different lighting, he doesn't look like the same person.
Well, it's because I'm in a
Got a
different
haircut?
place.
I know
Well,
that.
You know my theory. That you took DNA ancestry DNA test. Somebody intercepted it and cloned you, and that we were going to find you.
I was actually killed years
different.
ago, and the clone took over. And no one can tell because all white people look the same.
Wow.
So we had to come up with some questions that only the real K would answer.
We're on it now.
Go for it.
Like, what's the best rhythm game?
Oh God.
Not Charlie's Feed.
What's a rhythm game? I'm white. I don't have rhythm.
Imposter. Imposter.
I think we can just keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, Dance Maniacs.
This is about as well as things have gone.
You could just turn your camera off.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can pick my nose without having to hide it.
And now we don't. Okay, yeah.
Turn my microphone off.
Sorry for being late. You also get to watch me eat, so enjoy that.
That's okay.
I was going to do the same thing.
So now I have
What
my
are you
channel.
What are you having?
Fuddruckers.
There you go. Well,
Fuddruckers still exists?
What?
Yeah, it's the name of the burger place. You don't have to.
You guys still have Fuddruckers in Texas?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one in Virginia by me.
Oh man.
I've been to it at least in the last 2 years, probably the last 12 months easily.
Next, you're going
been
to tell me that
Fuddruckers in 15 years.
Yeah, I think we had one here like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Next, you're going to tell me Red Robin is still a thing.
Unfortunately.
We get Red Robin here too.
Those have been closing all over.
Oh, so good.
Lemonade. Okay, why don't you? Now that we've heard everything that Chance has done, arcade related in the past 45 days, why don't you tell us what's going on over at Prime Arcade?
It was a short list.
It was nothing.
Let's see.
Still a short list.
Recent pickups. I picked up a deluxe Terminator Salvation, so like the big one with the 42-inch screen and like the pedestal that comes out with the free guns, not the like the XY mounted ones.
Is that the one that was like a Spinnaker sale in your pickup truck?
It comes apart, so it actually just it
was like a sale, right?
No, that was.
If you were going with the wind, you could have gone faster.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, that was. It took like I don't know. I got it from the next state over. I got it from New Mexico, so it took like eight full gas tanks to get it home.
Woo!
But that was part of a that was payment for a repair.
Did they pay for the gas too?
Yeah, that's how I paid for it.
Oh my God.
I did a deal where a guy he gave me a Guitar Hero to repair for him, which it was a very difficult repair. I had to replace the CMOS battery and clean a button on one of the guitars.
What?
Oh, and I had to put like a screw on like the top like part because like it had broken off, so I had to like put a bracket on it and like 2 screws to put it back on there. So a very complicated repair. I had to do all of that, and as payment for that, he gave me a pair of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drifts, the Terminator Salvation, and God, what else did I get?
I could say it, but I'd get beeped out by Charlie in the podcast afterwards.
I got some other machine too, but I don't remember what it was. No, that was a different trip. I did pick up a Pac-Man and Defender, but that wasn't part of that deal. But there was another game that was part of that deal too. I don't remember what it was, but I got 4 games out of the deal for repairing the Guitar Hero.
That's insane.
Big Buck Safari. That was the other game.
That's the one with the CRT with the molded plastic around the. Yeah. Okay. I've never had luck with those working, but that's just me.
And I actually have since. I am trading that Big Buck Safari for a deluxe Big Buck Safari that has the pedestals and like the big screen.
Ooh.
I think you're getting
bigger
a horse
buck.
into that deal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's not doing it to collect it.
They're paying the difference in cash, so because it's fully working. It's just missing one of the guns, and they ordered a gun for it, but they ordered the wrong gun. They ordered the gun for the one that I have, not for the one they need. And they're just tired of dealing with it. So it's like, well, I mean, I have one that has working guns. And they're like, we want that one. Okay.
Trade.
So we're doing the trade, and they're just paying the difference in cash. So I'll take that trade all day. But the same people that are doing that trade are also buying the Terminator Salvation. So I'm just trading one giant game for a different giant game.
They're all Oh.
But when I brought back that Terminator Salvation, I also stopped elsewhere and picked up a Pac-Man that was playing blind, and a Defender that's definitely playing blind because it doesn't have a monitor in it at all, but is otherwise complete.
That's not playing blind. That's like I just took the eyeballs out.
Yeah, it's just completely it's
I feel attacked.
Kill Bill style, just rip the eyeball straight out.
Looks like Charlie's feed right now.
Well, here's the thing. Now my download is up to 900 megabits a second, so I'm getting almost a gig, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my upload had gone up to 33, but now it's back under a meg.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on.
You're throwing a lot of big words at me. I don't.
It started. We are slowly, before Canada invades the United States, we're going to slowly start cutting your internet off.
That'll get them real riled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually talk right now about Alberta becoming the 51st state.
I saw that.
Did you hear about this?
Well, it's
Yeah.
going to
It'll be a
become the
weird-looking
52nd
map.
because Greenland's going to be the 51st.
No, it's going to happen before that. If we have a secession, Alberta leaves Canada. We're going to, apparently there was a whole bunch of delegates from the Alberta Separatist Party down in the United States. And one of our other premiers, so basically the leader of one of our other provinces, said that was treason.
Well,
so
see,
it's huge up here right now. Treason.
Is it going to
okay,
be called
because-
North Montana?
it's okay. Texas is going to
Alberta.
secede again, so you can just become the 28th state. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I can't wait for that. I need to come visit Kay, and I have to go through 3 borders in order to do it.
What a time to be alive. Yo, Eddie is here. What's up? Oh, and Levi Patterson joined the live chat. Yeah, man. Thanks for becoming our newest channel member.
But other than that, I don't have notes or anything else in front of me, but I feel like that's what I've picked up most recently are those things. If you wonder what else I've done, go look at my TikTok. That's going to tell you what I've done most recently because I don't remember.
Now
So,
50%
It's in
more
shambles, and we haven't even started our topic yet.
Yeah. How long are we in? We're almost 40 minutes into this episode, and we haven't gotten to our topic. Charlie's internet is broke down. Kay was late to the party, and
Well, evidently it doesn't matter that I'm late. You haven't even gotten to the topic yet. So
no, and I'm already
This
out
is-
of my
This
drink.
is what people expect. So I've been busy.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Let's see. First pickup of 20 or final pickup of 25. Wait. When did I get that? Did I get that in December? No, I got that in January, right?
you
Yeah.
have to
So my
ask. You don't know.
first pickup of 20
I thought I saw a couple in the
6
bag.
actually happened on my birthday. Thank you guys all for the very thoughtful birthday cards.
You never
emailed.
tell us when your birthday is.
First pickup of 26 on my birthday was a Dig Dug. So it's kind of funny is, Dig Dug is one that I've been looking for a while. I've got the Dig Dug cocktail that was converted to Do Run Run. And I was thinking of converting that back, but I never did. I wanted an upright. Artwork's great, etc. And for as many Dig Dugs as Atari made, for whatever reason, they seem to come up so rarely, so infrequently, especially in good shape for a good price, right? And lo and behold, I get to work on a Monday. It's my birthday. We get our birthday off, but I decided to bank it. I was going to use it another time, right? Because this was the first day back from the holidays. And that would have been weird to miss all the, first stuff. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, lunchtime, go on Discord and just getting caught up. And I really hadn't been active on Discord for the last week or so because the week after Christmas, my wife convinced us to go to take the kids to Walt Disney World in Florida. And we drove there, or I should say I drove. And, between, driving for, 3 full days, day and a half there and a day and a half back, and spending, 3 full days in the park. And then we also did, the day we got there, we did Disney, what is it called? It's like outside of Walt Disney World, but it's like this shopping area of restaurants and stuff.
Kissimmee?
Somebody knows what no, but it's like a big outdoor mall, basically.
An outlet mall?
Yeah, it's called I
don't know, man. I have a standing warrant for my arrest in that state.
In Florida. It's called Disney Park, Disney Point, Disney Springs. It's called Disney Springs. Yeah. And then on the way out, we did brunch. We did a character brunch at the Polynesian Resort. What was it called? Anyway, it's all a blur. But between that, there was very little time for me to be chronically online, right?
What?
So I'm getting caught up. And what's one of the first things I see? A couple of days ago, Liam had shared on our channel, where we share links to deals like on Facebook Marketplace, whatever. This really, really nice dig dug, and Kay's back now. Let's add him back for, I forget what it was, $300 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's no way this thing is still there. So I reach out. Sure enough, it's still there, but they want me to pick it up like now. Not tomorrow morning, not after work. They want me to leave work and go there right now. And I figure the only way I can get away with this is the fact that it's my birthday.
Checks out.
And the 2 other meetings that I still have are ones that I don't really have to actively participate, so I can just like listen. So I'm literally but I didn't have anything with me. Didn't have a hand truck. I didn't have anything. I did have some ratchet straps, so that was good. And I was asking I'm trying to think, does Dig Dug have wheels on the back? Sure enough, it does. But I'm asking the woman who
was a lucky break.
That was a lucky break.
The sweetest old lady, but she's like,
No
if you
stairs.
told me she was 90, I would believe you.
Oh.
Right? And she's like, oh, it's just a couple of steps. And I'm like, what do you mean by steps? Like steps, or like stair steps, or just like distant steps? She wouldn't respond. So I stopped at a Home Depot on the way there. They said they had in stock like a decent hand truck, but they didn't. So my only options were a $50 one that was too small for what I needed, or a $200 one that was more than I needed. So I got the $50 one, figuring if this all falls apart, I'm just going to walk away. I'm just going to walk away. If the thing falls down the stairs, I'm just going to walk away.
You're literally going to leave that lady.
Going to walk, right?
You're just going to walk.
So I get there. And
all right, Grandma, deal with it yourself.
It's she's as advertised. It's complete. Like there isn't even a path to the door. It's in a basement. There's not really. There are steps coming out of the basement with the landing and then immediate 90-degree turn.
Oh.
And there's also it's narrow and it's in the backyard. There's no paved walkway. It's just grass. She can't help with anything, and it's just not quite hoarder level, but you could barely walk to the machine, right? You're like jumping over stuff. So I basically, and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I need to get home. I need to get my kids to practice. And so I'm like cleaning her basement for her, moving furniture, like moving sofas and like moving boxes and all this sort of stuff. And then, I'm like trying to figure out how I'm going to get this thing out. And, if it went in, it has to come out. Right, yeah. I can't imagine they would like built around it.
You say that, but I've definitely seen scenarios where there's no way.
It probably went in the week of the Challenger explosion. Let's be honest.
I get it out the door onto the landing, and then I have to go back through the house, out the front of the house, and down to then truck it from the other side. She's trying to help, and I keep telling her, I'm like, please don't help. Please don't help. I appreciate it. And I don't want to tell her you are going to get hurt.
You don't want to be responsible for her breaking a hip.
And she's like trying to help, and she dislodges the back door, and it hits her. And I could see it happening in slow motion. I tried to reach for it, but I couldn't get it in time. Now, fortunately, it only fell about 4 inches before hitting her, so it didn't have that much time to build speed. But if she was bent over or something, it could have knocked her out. And then I can't get to her. I would have to run back into the front door come down to the basement. I don't know if she's locked the front door behind me.
Probably.
Right? So she could have bled out. Right? Anyway, I get it out, and I like it's just such a pain. And I'm on a work call the whole time on my AirPods.
Hey,
right?
can I ask you a stupid question about that work bit?
You usually do, but go ahead.
Yeah, aren't you a C-level employee there?
Yeah, there's lots of meetings where I'm a useless exec, and I'm just waiting for someone at the end to ask me if I have any thoughts, and I say, nothing for me, thank you all, I appreciate it. That's my job.
So why can't you just I love your dedication to your job, but why can't you just say, guys, I'm not here today?
No, because they might need me. Or something might happen, and they might need to say, Charlie was there, but so
you're a
I had to go I had to be there for meetings in the morning, but the afternoon ones weren't important. But anyway, so I get it out and everything's fine. And this thing is beautiful. Cosmetically, I would say, probably one of the nicer games that I own.
Of course it was. She was probably the original owner.
Yeah. Inside all original, but wasn't working. So
well, except for the joystick.
The joystick had been replaced with a Monroe 8-way, which is not ideal for Dig Dug.
Where did she get a Monroe 8-way?
I don't know. I think Monroes were sold.
Was that around the time her eyesight went? And she just thought, it's close enough. Let's go.
So I'm sure it wasn't hers, right? Like this is some kind of a state situation. I don't know if it was her, late husband's, or maybe it's a sibling. Like she had no idea about any of this stuff. Right?
Now you're just being sexist.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you didn't ask her.
So she didn't know. I did. So
history.
She was also handing me circuit boards.
Oh,
and said, "I don't know if this goes with it." Right? It was some.
She was handing me circuit boards.
Because she had other stuff there. She had that pinball machine. I forget what it was.
MCR board.
No, she handed me something, and it was clearly part of it went with the pinball machine. It said like Premiere on it.
TNX.
Right?
Oh yeah. It was the Premiere Metropolis pinball. I forget what they actually called it. Not Metropolis, but that's clearly what the theme was.
So replace the joystick, fix the AR2, and monitor got it was a GS7 cap kit, hot and flyback, and it's awesome. It's beautiful. Wow. It's down here in the basement already. It's fantastic.
Well, happy birthday.
Well, thank you. What else was I up to? I still have 4 pending pickups as part of a trade. The snow has sort of disrupted the plan there. One is a game that I will be restoring that I've very much wanted. One is something that I will use the guts and the cabinet separately. And then there's 2 Tempests that I'm getting. One that I'm going to help the guy fix up. I've actually worked on it before in pieces. And I'll have a not quite gutted Tempest cabinet to give away or do with whatever I want to do with. Other fun stuff I did. I met up with Jeremiah Jackson from Coin-Op Corner, formerly of the Coin Jam podcast. One of our.
Hey, we know that guy.
He's the old Chance, right? We used to call Chance the new Jeremiah, and then now Jeremiah.
Yeah, he's Chance 1. You're Chance 2.
So we met halfway. I had a Zaxxon cocktail that I picked up for him, and a cocktail claw machine that I picked up for him. So we met halfway and did that handoff, which is always fun to see Jeremiah in person. I usually see him about once a year. I finished the Multi-Williams. That's totally done in the old Joust cabinet. I did the 12 Days of Arcade Miss. Highlights included a Kicks cabinet swap. So I took all the guts from one. It was actually Kick stuff that was in a 10-yard fight cabinet, put that into a legit Kicks cabinet that had been converted to Taito Mr. Do.
Is that an Atari board?
Taito Mr. Do is a Taito board.
No,
Something
sorry.
that Charlie needs to come get.
Charlie.
Oh, I'm not even looking. I'm looking at the notes. That's a Marble Madness cart, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm like, I recognize that board.
And then I actually sold the gutted 10-yard fight cabinet. Found a nice person named Clover who wanted that in Pittsburgh. Worked on the Moon Patrol, got the power supply rebuilt, and so that cabinet is now working. It's really just cosmetic stuff that I need to do. Once it gets a little warmer, I'll do some paint matching just to fill in some missing chips on the side art, and then probably do some kind of clear coat thing, I think, to protect it, because it's a sort of flaky, but I've never done that before. I got to do some research on exactly what I want to do. Worked on the Versus Unisystem cabinet, turned that into from Swap the ROMs out to turn it from versus Super Mario Brothers into versus Ice Climber. And yeah, so I've been a busy boy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Your camera failed again.
I turned it off.
Oh.
Now I can turn it on. How's it now?
It's better. It's better.
Is it?
I mean,
we were on the speed test again.
Are you sure
like
it's not
300p or something?
Yeah.
It's not the camera. It's the upload speed. So I'm at 900 down, and now I'm at 25, 30 up. So 32, 33, 34, 35.
You don't think it's your internet service provider just rejecting your beard?
It could be. They're like, that's just too much handsomeness.
That's what we'll
it's
call
too
it.
much handsomeness.
The
Unibomber chances chats are getting like moderated. Oh yeah, it used to be Downtown Disney, now it's Disney Springs. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. So having lots of fun. But maybe we should transition into we've got 2 topics today. Maybe we'll.
I don't think we're getting to 2.
I've got a good segue in my head of how to transition.
Good luck with that.
That'll be the intro for next month's show.
Something that happened since our last episode, is essentially the death of Arcade1Up. And I know all of us were really shedding a tear for that. You know, you never want to speak ill of the dead, but essentially I did a little bit.
But we're about to, and in gratuitous detail.
Who cares, man?
By the way, I was trying to do a little bit of prep here and get my get some facts and figures. The Wikipedia article for Arcade1Up is one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen in my entire life. For the supposed fandom of Arcade1Up, it's like 4 paragraphs of vague nonsense that haven't been updated in 5 years.
I want to see the Venn diagram of Arcade1Up owners and people who moderate or edit Wikipedia.
Here's another thing. I also wanted to find, hey, give me a legit, no kidding, complete list of Arcade1Up titles. And again, for as seemingly active as that community is, they have a different kind of autism than we do, right? Nobody there has done here's a meaningful, comprehensive, well-researched list of all the games ever released. The closest thing I found was something that hadn't been touched since November of 2024. And then somebody else, the most popular one on Reddit, and I don't know how this person wasn't ripped to shreds, was just a Google Word doc of like a page per game with this is not like structured data, because this is like his notes, and everyone's like, oh, this is so awesome, let's add this.
93 pages.
Spreadsheet. Give me a spreadsheet.
Can I answer the question here? Can I answer the question? The reason why it's that information, that data is not out there, is because you are talking about something that was directed at non-arcade enthusiasts. Arcade enthusiasts would go through, they would write books about it, they would publish like massive websites with databases of information because it's about preservation. We all knew that we weren't going to put that kind of an effort into it, so we didn't really care. And then the people who did buy them were the average person walking through Costco going, hey, look, it's a Pac-Man. And there's 20 other games on it too. Let's get this. Let's put it. Like they're
No, the reason why there's not a comprehensive list is because they re-released the same licenses over and over and over in slightly different looking cabinets. So there's 15 different Pac-Man variations, and you don't know which ones are actually different.
Yeah.
Well, let me see which one of you. We're going to do Price is Right rules here. Closest without going over.
Okay.
And my data is only accurate as of November 2024, but there was at least a handful released after then. I wanted to hear from each of you, and everyone also in the live chat. Put your guess in. How many unique products did Arcade1Up release? Like games, but I'm including like their so not just classic stuff, but like Wheel of Fortune and whatever they did. How many?
Is the Infinity Table like part of the same one?
Let me see. INFIN. Yes.
Overpriced is right, Joel.
That counts.
Overpriced is right.
Their variants. How many unique SKUs? At least as of, and I'll give you a little bit of wiggle room if you go slightly over, because I imagine there was some released after this list was last.
Are we just talking about North America?
I think they only officially, people I'm sure imported them, but
okay.
Yeah. How many? So Wayne says 48. Droid 420 says 100. Pirate Wiggins 25. Chance 95. Liam 110. Okay, I'm going to need an answer.
69.
69.
Nice.
Okay. Creative. Anyone else?
Can I change my answer?
Yes.
No.
Arcade John says 40. All right, we'll give a couple more seconds for you guys to get all your guesses in. Feel free to change your answer if you want.
No. 95.
Okay.
Price is Right rules?
I'm going to say right now that Papa Sean 69 with 125, Joel Strahan with 80. Everyone is way off.
12.
Everyone
12.
is way off.
It was 12. Wasn't it 12?
You can find 12 at a Best Buy. 12 different ones at a Best Buy.
We got like 3 at a Best Buy at once, but yeah.
So here's your answer. As of November of 2024, and so I'm sure there was some release after this, 244 SKUs.
Wow. But okay, is that the risers and the stools as well?
No, but if there was a version with riser,
so
and a version without riser,
okay,
but that's not that many.
No.
They have the riser listed one time, just a separate generic riser. But you guys are missing heavy hitters like Paw Patrol Jr. and Paw Patrol Jr. with stool. You're missing Street Fighter with generic riser, Street Fighter with licensed riser, the Costco exclusive version of Super Pac-Man, the Costco exclusive version of Super Pac-Man with a 17-inch LCD instead of a 15-inch LCD.
So what you're saying is they did this to themselves.
Here's another one: the Ninja Turtles one-player countercade or the Ninja Turtles two-player countercade.
Who plays Ninja Turtles with one player?
There's a countercade version.
Someone without any friends.
Look. I would never.
Which is the same market for Arcade1Up. So actually, no, that's perfect.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like right early on when these were released and people tried to Pokemon the crap out of them by like catching them all? Could you imagine if somebody out there has a mostly legit?
Somebody's going to be the Galloping Ghost of Arcade1Up.
Well,
yeah, and they're actually going to open a legitimate. They're going to open a commercial business where you have to pay to get in, and it's an arcade, but it's just Arcade1Ups.
And it's going to last 8 days.
Here's the thing: round
until
the
they
table,
get a cease and desist.
Round the table. I just want to know from the three of you, before I tell you mine, what in a truncated fashion, what was your first experience? Personally, like the first time you actually physically saw one in person, where was it? What game was it? And,
I remember.
I remember.
Okay, Charlie, go ahead.
It was a Walmart.
What did you think?
It was a Walmart.
Yeah.
It was a Pac-Man.
Okay.
The joystick ball top had been stolen.
Yeah, that tracks.
It was on. So like the shelving units, whatever aisles, it's like maybe 6 inches off the ground is where the bottom kind of starts.
Like the end cap kind of, not the end cap.
Because like when they mop the floor, they don't want product to get touched by that. So like there's 4 to 6 inches maybe. So it was on that, and I still felt like the controls were at my knees.
Yeah.
Right. And it had some game on it that I'd never played before, and so I tried that. But it was terrible. It was like doing the internet arcade on my browser with a keyboard was more compelling.
Okay. What was your first experience with one?
It was also in a Walmart. It
Yeah.
was a Galaga. Ball top was missing, and the control panel overlay was completely worn off. It was just white, because all the graphics were completely gone. And I don't even think the game worked. I don't know if it was plugged in or if it was just not working, but it was not on.
Okay. Liam?
It was actually at an arcade,
What?
the Roanoke Starcade in Roanoke, Virginia. Legit arcade, lots of great games.
Not
But
anymore.
For whatever reason, they had this corner full of one-ups in the back of the arcade. And I remember the one that I saw first was Rampage. I actually just looked this up so I could get the list of games that was on this. I'm going to tell you this list, and then I want you to picture in your mind what this control panel looks like.
I've seen this one. I've actually seen the Rampage one, so go ahead.
The games on it are Rampage, Gauntlet, Joust, and Defender.
Best control scheme ever.
None of these have controls that are anything like the other ones.
So fun fact. My experience is the exact same as all of yours combined, except for the whole, like, it was in a legit arcade. In a Walmart, on an end cap, raised up off the ground, still felt like I'm 6 feet tall, but still felt like I had to like crunch over to play it. The control panel completely white. It had only been there for the better part of about a month, I think, or not even a month. And right there, my brain went, if this thing is this beaten up, sitting in one of the more fancier Walmarts, you know, like when you go to a better part of town and they've got a Walmart there, but it's like not.
There's
like
the nice one and the one nobody goes to.
Yeah.
We don't go to that one. We go to this one.
We don't go to that one. We don't want to get shot at. But like, it was at one of the nicer Walmarts in town, and Vanessa and I walked by it, and like, I had, just like the three of you guys, unquestionably, I had people for months, friends and family that maybe were or weren't arcade people or not even arcade adjacent, going, look at this, look at this, look at. And I was like, I knew they had a place. I saw it sitting on the end cap, control panel completely white, did turn on. It was the I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was a Pac-Man one. Or no, it was a Mortal Kombat one. It was a Mortal Kombat one. And yeah, it was just, I'm like, I knew in that instant, as soon as I saw that artwork on the control panel, I'm like, these things will not last in people's homes. Like, I just want to be very clear. Here's my disclaimer before we go any further. I'm going to say this once. I don't hate them. I think they have their place, had their place. I think they were great. They stopped a lot of, I would argue that they stopped a lot of people from 60 and wanting, okay, plug your earmuffs, from putting 60 and ones in legit cabinets and like selling them for thousands of dollars on Facebook Marketplace. That literally slowed down to a crawl in our market here when those things came out. People weren't raping games anymore, which was great. But they were not, we didn't have a bar basically shove a bunch of them into it. Thank goodness. And I just don't, it's not a great experience. And I don't mean this from like an arcade purist thing. I mean, just from like a general engineering perspective, they're just not a great experience. The materials, what they were made out of, the screens, the parts, like, and then it led to this whole group of people that were obviously passionate, not passionate enough to, you know, to document everything according to Charlie now, but like, I could see so many times where people were like, how do I convert this to have a real monitor? The screen died. How do I replace this part? Or like my joystick failed, or the ball top went missing because my 2-year-old pulled it out and threw it out the window. Like, it's like, where do I get parts for this? I'm like, you don't. You roll
I had
the
so
carpet,
many people ask
roll it off a
me,
bridge.
can you fix this for me? And I'm like, nah.
They're disposable.
But yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. And
They're disposable, but they cost $400 to $700
Canadian.
USD.
I know, but that was the Canadian price in a lot of cases here. But like, because nobody would have stomached like that full conversion over. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to say this: if those boards, like the actual brains of the machine, somehow would have been easily convertible and somehow would have been easily transferable to be used as like the brains of an actual arcade cabinet, we would have seen people take the Turtles one and throw it into like a Turtles multi-cab.
They should have just thrown 60 and ones in them. They should have sold them that way.
But that it was so much more expensive, and they're disposable. Like, it was just junk. And I get it. Some people loved them, and it was their way of getting that fix, that nostalgic fix. But that is like the wish.com version of the nostalgic fix that you could have gotten, right?
I would always say it's like, do you collect Corvettes or do you collect Power Wheels?
Yeah.
Right. So the some of the information that I did pull together, just so that we have info in front of us. The company was founded in 2018. Their first products were released in 2019. And the original ones were like Pac-Man, Centipede, Asteroids, most of which had a couple different games in them. They would try to group them by licensor and by, controls that reasonably made sense. They tried to do like vertical games with vertical monitors, that sort of thing.
But Joust and Rampage,
they're all horizontal, right?
I guess.
Basically they were sold like IKEA furniture, flat pack. You put them together, made out of particle board. Cheapest monitors you could imagine, very very cheap. Not even like the cheapest joysticks at Paradise cheap, right? Like you can get like $10 joysticks from Paradise Arcade. These are like $2 joysticks, right? And they would just sell stuff like out the wazoo. Really, really active YouTube community. I think they would send games to people to review. Very, very active modding community. Lots of different people were selling mods for these things. One of the things that you kind of alluded to, Chance, and it was Droid 420 mentioned, seeing grown men with a whole basement full of them. The thing that I would hear from people why they would buy them was they wanted games, but they are too big. The original ones, vintage cabinets, were too big, too expensive, and too hard to work on.
Or their wife wouldn't let them.
They say, I don't have room for, a dozen original cabinets, but then they fill the same amount of space with 20 Arcade1Ups.
And then they would sell them on Facebook Marketplace for more than what they paid for them and say, I know what I have.
Too expensive, but like Liam was saying, some of these were like $700, right? Yeah. And, the average price I've spent on a game, I've owned now 83 games with 4 more coming. And the average cost to me, now this doesn't count parts. This is just the acquisition cost. It's $161. Yeah. Right. And some of these were like perfectly good, right? That I got basically fully working, maybe need to be cleaned or adjusted or something. So
but you can't compare sense. No. But you can't compare that the way you find games versus the way someone who stumbles
just
into a Walmart.
Walk into a store. I get it.
Yeah.
And they would say too hard to work on, but then they would go like people would get into like CAD design and stuff. They would mod them like crazy. They would learn how to solder in order to do it. So I think that the barrier to entry was very, very low and it wasn't intimidating. But then they would convince themselves, I need to stay with this.
Yeah. Right.
And then they like Droid was saying, they would end up with so many of these and they would invest thousands into modding them and
it's that sunken cost fallacy. You start putting that kind of money into it. You're like, well, I've got this money. I got to do something with them, right?
You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
Yeah, there was a pretty big modding community, and you could buy basically pre-made kits to throw into them, kind of like, not quite like a Pandora's box, but they would have Raspberry Pis that were pre-programmed that were made to be put into these machines. They had control panels that were they would click right into place and plug right in, that had the layouts for like, Street Fighter style controls that would just plug right in, and you could convert any Arcade1Up into just a generic Raspberry Pi multicade with thousands of games on it, and that's what a lot of people ended up doing.
A little bit farther back, look at the chat. Arcade John talking about his public arcade with 14 Arcade1Ups. I'm gonna go back to my story of seeing that first Arcade1Up in that arcade in Roanoke's arcade. I was dumbfounded, honestly, when I first saw those, and I was like, "What are these here for? Why?" I mean, they've got some great games in that arcade. Star Wars, Crystal Castles, all the various common Nintendo titles. They had some good stuff, and then they had these 1-ups. I asked them about it, like, why are these here? And they're like, well, that's actually where the kids go and stay away from everything else. They all congregate in that corner.
Damn. Okay,
And
points.
Then they play those and stay away from everything else.
You
That's
can't
valid.
afford.
I'll give
You
them
can't
that.
afford like the little Capcom candy cabs or like the mini version of the SNK Neo Geo cab. So you just put a whole bunch of 1-ups in there. That's great. I actually don't mind
Let the
that.
kids destroy those. Who cares? Just keep
Yeah.
them off the real games that cost money to maintain.
You know, a good buddy of mine who I got into the hobby a number of years ago, Craig. He has the Pong one that has Pong,
Warlords,
Tempest, Super Breakout. It's like it's a round
it's a table.
It's a table, yeah. It's cool. It's cool, but I'm gonna tell you, all purist aside.
Okay, well let's have a big disclaimer here that you actually own a Warlords cocktail.
Yes.
So you
it
have that to compare against.
It's so, but like that's the thing. It's like it's so hard to like. I'm happy for him. He's super happy that he owns it because he gets to play Warlords without like breaking into my house at 2:00 in the morning and like waking up to my wife pointing a shotgun at him. Like he legitimately enjoys that thing, and that's fine. He'll never put it on location. His kids enjoy it, which is totally fine. He got to play Tempest before he actually got an actual Tempest. So it was a great, like it felt, but the great thing about it is Craig didn't go overboard. He didn't go, you know what? I got 7 of these arcade games. I got one Arcade1Up. I'm just going to start buying 1-ups from now on. Or like modding the crap out of them. Like it was like legitimately, he's like, okay, I see what these are now. He enjoys it, and that's great, and all the power to him because he loves it. But
hey, whatever floats your boat. But do you guys know that I actually went on like 4 or 5 podcasts trying to, bridge the communities, right? Trying to convert them to the true religion of vintage coin-operated machines, right? You guys are so close. You just need to take one more step, and you'll be.
You were our unofficial outreach to the Arcade1Up.
My brother in Christ, come to the light.
No wonder why the thing failed. Oh my god!
Right, and I would talk to him. I'm like, so how much have you spent in your collection, and how much time do you spend working on them, and what skills have you developed, and why can't you do that with a original Pac-Man machine?
That's like one step away from the alien delegation on Mars attacks.
And you get them so close, but then they're like, "Oh, but I'm in." Like Kay was saying, they're in too deep with it, right?
Yeah.
Some people did. That was their entry point, and they bought an Arcade1Up, and they it hit that nostalgic whatever, but they were like not satisfied by the build quality, the size, the emulation, the controls, the monitor, whatever. You remember seeing that one? It was in our Discord like a year ago. Somebody put a 13-inch CRT into a Miss
I remember that.
Yeah. And the thing was just like hanging out the back, right? And like they didn't even bother putting a bubble or something on it to protect the neck. And they were trying to sell it. You guys also know that I have bought 4 of them, and I spent under $300 to buy 4 of them. I got them all new.
Yeah, but he knew what he had.
I got one for $50. All of them brand new in the store, right? Oh. I got an Asteroids for $50 that before I got my Play Choice 10, I turned into a Play Choice 10 by putting the NES Classic thing that Nintendo released. I put that in there with 2 original NES Advantage joysticks screwed onto the panel. And I hacked the NES Classic and put all the Play Choice 10 ROMs in it. Nice. So that's something for my kids to play. I bought one of those Rampage Joust Defender. What was the other one?
Monstrosities.
I think that was Defender Joust, Rampage, Gauntlet.
And I gave it to my kids' friends because they would, for their birthday, it was like $75. They would always come play over here. They wanted one there, right?
Do you not like your kids' friends?
No, but that was the best gift they got that year, right?
Okay.
And I got a Final Fight for $50. It's Final Fight and Strider and 1944 and Ghosts and Goblins. So Capcom
Weird
games.
selection of games again.
They're all horizontal Capcom JAMA games. And the best one was during COVID. I travel a fair amount for work. I used to travel a lot more, and I had all these frequent flyer miles. And the airline, they were expiring, and the airlines were trying to get people to basically make SkyMall purchases with them. And so I bought the original Atari Star Wars Arcade1Up, and I just cashed in frequent flyer miles for it.
That would have been the only
got that for
one
free.
I would have bought.
Yeah,
was the Star Wars.
And the emulation is what it is. It's got a really cheap, chintzy, plastic yoke on it, and then people have manufactured arcade quality yokes to put on an Arcade1Up, right?
I'm holding out for a real Star Wars.
So maybe I should give that I'll bring that to Liam. Say, here's the Atari Star Wars you always wanted.
The Wish.com Atari Star Wars.
Since we started collecting, Star Wars has consistently hung out in our top 3 most wanted. And we've just never managed to find one that is the right combination of close by, cheap enough to buy, decent.
We've had 4 show up here in as many years.
On Friday, I went to my buddy Mark's arcade, Back to the Media in Winchester, Virginia. It was his birthday. He owns the arcade, him and his wife, Danny. And so they did a party. So they opened up the arcade. They made it free, no admission. And they had free pizza, right?
Wow.
For his birthday. So that was really cool. The place was packed. And I've got probably at least half a dozen games, if not more, that I've worked on there, and including the J-Rock Hubert that I built for him. He's got my 1-slot Neo Geo in there. He's got my 2-player Super Off-Road in there. I worked on his Duck Hunt. He's got my old Class of 81, and he's got a Star Wars upright that I brought back from the dead, fixed the board, fixed the ampliphone, and that thing has been on location for the better part of a year, and knock on wood, it's been bulletproof. Hasn't been down once. The one time it had an issue is I was stupid when we moved it in there. I let him turn it on without checking it first, and it came up with no sound. And it was only because the edge connector had kind of wiggled off in transit. But other than that, the thing has been phenomenal. So some other interesting things about the death of Arcade1Up. So this sort of started right around the time of our last podcast episode. Rumors began to swirl in December 2025 about it going out of business. But before the end of December, a toy company called Basic Fun, which I'd never heard of, acquired all of the assets, I think with the idea of selling the remaining inventory. But basically, everybody got fired, operations ceased, and Basic Fun picked their bones. So, in terms of what this means for the home arcade community, which is what they've named themselves, there's still some other ones out there. There's Legends, which makes some.
Yeah.
CGC there are some others. I think one of the Arcade1Up guys is trying to do his own company, and I don't know if that's going to happen.
CGC makes a bunch. I think that's Legends, isn't it?
Let me read something to you guys. So I found the fandom wiki for Arcade1Up, or under the Awesome Games wiki. There's an entry for Arcade1Up. It has a incredibly incomplete list of games here, and then it has 2 very interesting sections. One of which is called Why It Rocks, and then another section called Bad Qualities. You can think of these as pros and cons. So the 7 reasons why, according to this fandom wiki, why Arcade1Up rocks. 1, the machines are, quote unquote, extremely authentic to the original versions, and they even mechanically play like them too.
Okay.
Which might be true if you've never seen a real one. Right? Number 2, they are also good substitutes for arcade games that had inferior home console parts to their arcade counterparts.
What?
3, this is probably written by a 13-year-old kid, man. Number 3, most of these cabinets have some new additional features such as online multiplayer, and you don't need subscription fees to access it. So that contradicts number 1.
Number 3 actually is true, because you could play like NBA Jam online, and that is kind of cool.
But the fact that they have to call out, it got so bad with subscription fees that they had to call out the fact that these classic games don't have subscription fees is great. That makes me happy.
Well, I mean, maybe they knew they were going to go out of business. Number 4, they also come with cool goodies whenever you buy them, such as stools, if you ever want to sit comfortably, and even metal
I will give
posters
them
they
the
have as a
stools are
collection.
great.
They are stool.
Yeah, I do have a couple stools.
I never got any goodies. 5, in most cases, these arcade cabinets have not 1, but 3 or more games in them, adding to tons of variety.
Yes.
Number 6, there are
Save
also
on floor
smaller
space.
versions. There are also smaller versions, and they are called countercades, which can be played on the go. I don't think they're
If these
On the
aren't tiny
go?
enough, there's even smaller ones.
or even at smaller spaces, such as on the dining room table.
I'm just like, I'm a child
On a
of the
counter.
DMG Game Boy, right? Like I had the, a couple of us did. We had DMG Game Boys and, or Game Gears, and it's like 6 batteries in a Game Gear. What are the kind of double A's you got to put in a 1-up on the go?
There, number 7 and final, there is another version of the cabinets, and those are head-to-head arcade tables, where the screen is on the center of the table, and you and another person can literally face each other while playing on a game on it. So here's what's funny. So an acquaintance of mine owns a pinball arcade, and he's got probably like 50, 60 pins and maybe 10 arcade machines. But he also has like a little kiddie room that has a couple of claw machines and at least 1 or 2 Arcade1Ups in there, but it's designed to be like the kiddie room, if that makes sense. And he has a Street Fighter 2 cocktail table. And you're probably wondering how you play Street Fighter on a cocktail table. It's split and mirrored.
Oh.
So you have like half of a screen.
It looks terrible.
And the other person has the other half, and they're mirrored.
How
awful. Dumb. It's dumb. Yeah, Sean says the countercades can run on 16 C batteries. So let's go to the bad qualities. Let's go to the bad qualities.
Same as like a. Let's go to the bad qualities. List the good qualities repeated.
There's only 3 bad qualities, guys. 1, setting up these machines may be tedious to some people who bought them and have never used them before.
Don't know how to use an Allen.
Well, they come flat pack, right?
Yeah. It's an IKEA thing.
Number 2, some of these cabinets can be really expensive, like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, which nowadays costs $900 or even $1,000.
I have a story about that in a second. Keep going.
And then finally, the countercade version of the original Ninja Turtles game is only 2 players. Thankfully, you can still choose whatever turtle you want via the select screen.
Oh my god!
The European version of Turtles was allowed a select screen, didn't it?
I think there's a dip switch or something for conversion.
It's a ROM swap.
It's a ROM swap.
Because if you do the 2-player version, you're allowed to just pick which one you want. Because if I couldn't be Raphael, I'm not playing.
Yeah, well, I was thinking Simpsons. Like Simpsons, there was a European version where you could choose your characters. But
European cut.
Yeah. So fun fact.
Same with X-Men.
Really?
There was the European X-Men had additional level and different mechanics.
Interesting. Fun fact. So I almost bought the Turtles Arcade1Up. I think we talked about
Vanessa would have said no if you tried to propose with that.
No. Well, but here's the thing. Okay, so on that, when we were filming The Last of Us season 1, and we found out that they had bought a Turtles cabinet. I won't rehash everything here, but they had bought a Turtles cabinet. HBO production had bought a Turtles cabinet, and they were going to use it in the arcade for the show, but they couldn't get the rights because of Viacom and Konami. And anyway, long story short, so the production designer, some of the higher ups said, "Chance, you can buy this off of us as long as someone ultra high up in the production doesn't want it." And so for the whole 3 months that we were there, everyone had kind of just, it's Chance's. Chance is going to buy it. Like, we're backing off. Some people knew that I was going to use it to propose to my then girlfriend, now wife. And because
you were going to use an Arcade1Up?
No. The actual Turtles cabinet. That Yeah. So then bad news came in. Paul Healy, one of our set decorators, our head set decorator, comes in and says, "Chance, one of the producers wants that game. She's not an arcade person. Heather wants this game. And I found out she wants to show her kids what games were when we were kids, the whole thing." And I'm like, I'm gutted. So at this point,
you got big timed.
I got big timed.
So anyway, that's when I shot her kid.
Yeah. But no. So I went into the next day. I went into Best Buy, and because I knew they had them sitting there, the Turtles 1-Up, and I was like this close, just spending the 800 Canadian and buying the Turtles 1-Up, taking it to the production office, leaving it at her desk inside her office with one of those notes cut out of like letters from magazines that look like a ransom note. And like,
is this good enough?
Is this good? No, it's gonna be like, Heather, back the off. That's coming home with me. Like, this is legitimately. But so anyway, so
it's like a horse's head in her bed.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So it's like nice reference. So anyways, I was like, oh, like I should just do this. I was so close to buying it, but I took a picture of it. I sent it to one of our coordinators in the set decoration department. I said, can Heather just take this instead? I'll pay for it. Like, I didn't threaten her because, I wanted to keep my job. Can she just take this instead? And she goes, no, I don't want that crap. She legitimately knew she wasn't an arcade, and still to this day is not an arcade person. Did not want the Arcade1Up, wanted the legit one. And she knows nothing about arcade games other than the fact that she used to play them. She's a couple years older than me, used to play them when she was younger. And eventually I told her, like, I went into her office hat in hand and I said, like, look, Heather, like, here's the reason why I want this. And she was a bit of a softie. She's like, yeah, I can't compete with that. Like, you're going to use it to propose to your wife or girlfriend.
Chance made up that story, but then had to make good on it. When
no, that was that was legitimately the reason why I wanted. I wanted to buy it for Vanessa and then hide.
So, like, in my mind, here's my headcanon. Chance actually had a very romantic, whatever way that he proposed to Vanessa, but made a video of himself using the Ninja Turtles as a cover for this coworker of his. So it's all just smoke and mirrors.
I guess the funny thing to me is, like, the fact that a non-arcade person who
that like, Turtles isn't even at your house anymore, isn't it?
We have it on. No, Vanessa has it on. We have it at Pin Bar. We make money off that, man. She's like, yeah, it's great.
You monetize her nuptials.
I monetized my. Oh, I asked her first. I'm like, hey, we've got an opportunity to do this. We've got space at the bar. Should we put it in there? And she goes, yeah, hell yeah. Let's
making
do that.
$3 a week, baby.
$3 a minute. That game makes money.
They say that you can't put a price on marriage, but actually you kind of can.
You can. But anyway, but the surprising thing and the point of my story is that, like, a non-arcade person who just had experienced arcades back in the day, back in the 90s, like, knew right away the difference between a real cabinet that had been mostly restored, not like crazily good restored, but it was pretty darn close, knew what the value of that was versus the value of the $800 Best Buy shelf object that it was, the 1-Up. So that was really eye-opening to me, that, like, I kind of knew something was going to happen. Like, all these people that were freaking out about, like, oh, I can get all my favorite games and they're only this big and my wife will let me, and, like, there's 6 versions of Pac-Man on here and, like, I can mod it. Like, I was like, God, slow down. Like, slow your roll.
It's burg out. So here's another couple of interesting things. 3 very interesting games were never released by Arcade1Up. These were, at least interesting to me, Robotron was never released. Okay. Even though a lot of other Williams titles were. There was never an official Robotron released for Arcade1Up. There was never a Q*bert released. The Gottlieb IP holders are notoriously stingy. Like, they've done takedowns for people that post the manuals online.
Yeah,
they want you to buy the manuals, reprints of the manuals from them.
I thought no. Sorry, just to clarify, the Gottlieb manual thing is the Gottlieb pinball guy.
Yeah, these are the pinball.
New York. Yeah, the guy in New York that now owns all the rights to Gottlieb and whatnot. He's the litigious one.
But he has sent things for Gottlieb games too.
Oh, does he have the IP for Q*bert?
I don't know if he does, or if people have just been scared of him and taken down that stuff too.
I don't know why people are scared of him. He's like 90.
And then, not surprisingly at all, no Nintendo games were ever released.
I completely get Q*bert not releasing Q*bert, because it made it a point that they put in all these different games. It's not just like a game, Pac-Man, that's available. what else are you going to do with a 45-degree rotated joystick other than Cubert and Cubert cubes?
Mellow yellow Cubert, harder, faster, more challenging Cubert.
So just Cubert, and Cubert cubes.
They did some games that just had Pac-Man and like Fast Pac-Man or something. Let's see.
Yeah, and now the company's dead, so you see what happens.
But so what's going to happen, guys? Are those people going to knock on our door? Are they going to buy 61 poker games from K? What are they going to do now?
They have gotten over the fad that is playing. Because, like, let's be honest, there are people that get into the hobby, and before one Arcade1Ups, or even during, they would get into the hobby, they'd get 1 or 2 games, they'd be like, yeah, they'd get it out of their system, and they'd spit it out, and they'd walk away. You know, I know what I have, or like, I don't want this anymore, here it is for $20, throw it up to somebody else that wants it on the group, right? Like, we've seen that. The same thing is going to happen with Arcade1Ups. It's just, we are going to have a few more years, or a couple more years of people going, I know what I have. I spent $900 each on one of these. I want to make some of my money back. They're mint condition. Some of them are still in box, but nobody cares.
The market is soft for vintage machines right now too.
Yeah, but nostalgia has a shelf life, and you know it ebbs and flows.
Yeah, just ask the model railroad community.
So it's Arcade1Ups. Like, you're going to see people trying to sell theirs for a little while, and you're going to have those that they're not going to let theirs go for any below any amount, that they're just going to sit on theirs forever until they die, and then their kids give them away, which is the same for some people trying to sell their arcade machines for way too much. But I think the market as a whole is just, you're going to see them flooding the market for cheap, people just trying to get rid of them, just like they have been when the company was alive. I don't think it's really going to change that much. You're just going to eventually see less and less of them, as less and less of them exist, because more and more of them break down, because that's the quality that they are.
Yeah, it'll be landfill.
Yeah, because it's supply and demand, and supply is not going to get any more because they're not making them, and demand certainly not going to increase.
Now, what would it take? Actually, correct me if I'm wrong. Does this exist? What would it take to make a device that converts the guts, the program of it, and allow it to run in a regular cabinet?
Because
like
it's been done.
I think it's been done, yeah.
But like as a stopgap, like if I couldn't, if I had Vanessa's Turtles at home and the board failed and I needed something in there, or maybe I was rebuilding a cabinet and I couldn't get my hands on a board for now, could I put the 60?
I guess you could do that, but if you were going to go that route, why not just get a Raspberry Pi and an input board?
It. Yeah, that's exactly it. But actually, to answer that question, what if you don't like programming?
Sure, you can buy this as a product.
Yeah,
I think people have already done that. So I don't think you'd be the first to do so. I think people have taken the guts out of Arcade1Ups and put them in full-size cabinets. I don't know if there's like pre-made kits that you can buy to make that easier, but there probably is.
I feel bad. Okay, look, there's something we can all kind of relate to this, okay? When you have access to or have a moment in front of a game, let's take Donkey Kong, probably one of the most ubiquitous arcade games on the planet. You've got one right around the corner, okay?
I do not have one.
Charlie's just pointing behind him. Okay?
Most normal people have one around the corner.
But when I say this, y'all will know exactly what I mean, okay? Charlie, you could walk around the corner and you could go to that Donkey Kong right now. And the Isaiah Seiko joystick that's inside there, the sloppy metal joystick.
It's not that sloppy.
Well, but
I rebuilt it.
But they are, the metal joysticks for Donkey Kong are traditionally a little more sloppy than a Wiko stick.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there's more play to them.
There's more play to it. That's that feel of that joystick. Not only do the game developers tune the gameplay to those controls.
You're stealing my segue.
When they were working on it. I'm not stealing your segue. I know where you're going with that. But like, here's my point. there's something about like if you walk into a place and it's like a 16-1 Ms. Pac-Man converted and it has Donkey Kong on it, and it's got a couple of old beaten up Wico sticks, and it's like that, you can't play Donkey Kong legitimate. Like I'm all purist aside, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the same game. It's hard.
You don't want to play it with an 8-way micro switch joystick?
No. But like you don't. Like a real a real Isaiah Seiko joystick in a Nintendo cabinet, playing Donkey Kong with the same sound that the nylon buttons make, not the plastic or like the ABS or whatever, the nylon Nintendo buttons. There's something very specific about having that experience on a wooden panel. It's like even people who make Multi-Williams games and they use the metal panel, that pinging sound that they make, that reverberation that those panels make, it's not the same. You know, I'm guilty of this in a way because I put Dominic's 8 sticks into my Multi-Williams cabinet, but that's the closest I could get to a legitimate multi-controls. Those games weren't developed with those controls in mind. Now you go to these Arcade1Ups and it's great, you can get your fix, but if your fix is only 25% of the original nostalgia, and that's what does it for you, all the power to you. But if you're going to start like tossing money into that and then turn around and be a dick online about like, I know what I have when you want to sell them, that's where I draw the line.
Well, and speaking of Donkey Kong also uses some analog sound effects, which you're not going to get with a digital emulation.
No.
Right
But that's if
now.
you want like the legit original experience.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
Well, if you want the legit original experience, you wouldn't be buying an Arcade1Up in the first place. So,
but some people don't know.
You get excited, you see it, you buy impulse purchase, you bring it home. And you're like,
some people don't know, like especially when it comes to things like sound, like Charlie's talking about. I think like the sound for Black Widow was broken in MAME for years because
Donkey Kong, the walking sound.
Well, the one that's because the board for Black Widow is identical to Gravatar. Asterisk. People thought it meant fully identical because you can ROM swap them, but there are actually hardware differences in the sound sections of Gravatar and Black Widow boards from the factory. So Black Widow sounds different, and it just was not done in MAME until I think very recently.
But okay, so Arcade John in the chat here calls us out. He says, you're looking at this from a collector's view. Collectors don't keep arcades open. Casual family players keep arcades open. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like my beef. Like I like Arcade1Ups for what they were for and what they did. I'm open to the idea of games like that. What I'm saying is my beef is when people try and like sell them and like pull one over other people, going like, you're gonna buy this off me for $900 because that's what I paid for it on the Walmart floor because it's still mint condition.
Just looking to get back what I have into it.
Yeah. But you were never going to get like the moment that's like buying a Yugo. The moment you drive that thing off the lot, like the depreciation is like through the roof.
Well, I do think there is something though of, you know, people who, if they didn't grow up with the original games, they're not going to really know this.
Yeah.
But if they grew up playing any of these games, even if they were a little bit
listening
younger,
carefully because
they're gonna.
This was all gone by the time I was born.
But there'll be a certain. If you have any experience with real cabinets, there will be a point where you're like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like how I remember.
Why can't
the
I get the
joystick's not the same? This little plastic spinner doesn't have the weight to it. This feels all clicky. I don't remember this being clicky, right? And so the other topic that we have is, you know, why
we don't have time for.
We do. Why unique controls are so important. And maybe we'll just tease it for the future. But like, you know, a twin stick shooter like Robotron or Black Widow needs 2 8-way Wicos to really be a, you know, the correct experience, right? A bunch of the games that Liam and others mentioned earlier, Black Widow, Baby Pack, you're not going to emulate Baby Pack in Arcade1Up, right? The Star Wars, both the vector monitor itself, but also the feel of the yoke joystick. Red Baron has a very unique joystick. Quantum with the trackball. even Dig Dug, using the wrong joystick on Dig Dug, right? That Monroe 8-way felt terrible. Like, which it's great for Time Pilot, it's great for other games, but you need a 4-way joystick to play Pac-Man correctly. You need it to play Dig Dug correctly.
What? Can I ask a silly question? Because I've never actually played one.
We haven't been able to stop you yet.
Okay, fair. Bubbles.
Yeah.
I can see it there, Charlie. Thank you for pointing out the bubbles sitting behind you. For those of you listening at home on the audio version of this podcast, Charlie has a bubbles behind him.
I got one too.
I know. I was.
You've got two,
but you didn't go like this and point behind you.
I cannot point behind me at a bubbles. Just so you, for the audio version, I'm not pointing at a bubbles.
It's on the other side of that wall.
Okay, if I don't say this enough, I appreciate you more than these other two yahoos so much more. Okay, silly question, because I have never, not that I know of, I have never played Bubbles with the original 48-way joystick.
It isn't a 48-way. That's the thing. It is an 8-way joystick.
What?
It's an 8-way optical.
Yeah, but okay, so what is really the difference? My naiveness here, because like I can go downstairs and I can play Bubbles on an 8-way joystick.
Okay, so here is the thing with the joystick on Bubbles. Bubbles, they took a lot of time into trying to get the momentum set up in Bubbles, so as you slide around, right?
Oh.
So with the stick, the optical stick, it's supposed to be very like easy to move, not a lot of resistance to get it into the different configurations. It's still 8-way, so you can put a Wiko 8-way in there and it'll work.
Yeah.
But with the optical stick, it's got the same restrictor that the 49-way does, so you can just sort of spin around and get that momentum going in Bubbles that you wouldn't quite get with the Wiko with an 8-way gate.
It needs to be slippery because Bubbles is slippery.
For some reason, I was thinking that it was more like an analog thing.
No, I thought that too before I was looking more into the Williams hardware. I thought because it was the optical stick, it was going to be the same as Sinistar, but it is not. The only other game that used that stick, no, Just is a 2-way.
Just is a 2-way.
I have the optical one.
What?
It's an optical 2-way.
But it's an optical.
But there's another game that used an optical 8-way, and that is Splat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Splat had the optical 8-way. I know that because I've seen like I got into a rabbit hole one day when I saw the Splat cocktail on the flyer.
Yeah, they used 2 Wikos and 2 opticals.
Yeah.
Did they ever consider putting a trackball in Bubbles? Steven was just asking, basically saying it'll play with a trackball.
No.
I don't think Williams ever had a trackball game, did they?
No, but they did have. Well, actually, yes, they did. I'm not remembering the title of it right now, but they had a prototype that used a trackball. But on the subject of joystick or alternative controls for Bubbles in particular, their analog joystick figured big into the history of Williams. They were actually originally for Sinistar doing an analog stick, and they had set up a in the lobby at Williams. I actually talked with a guy who used to work there, and he told me about this. They had set up 2 cabinets, one with an analog stick and one with the optical. And as soon as they realized that the analog one was going to break way quicker than the optical one, and the people who play tested it couldn't really tell the difference, they went with the optical design for everything future. Fun fact, you can actually use the Williams opticals with a DAC and stick them in Food Fight or iRobot or any of the other Atari games that use an analog, and they'll work just fine.
Red Baron.
Yep.
Interesting. See, like I legitimately have always been like I want to build a Bubbles. I think that would be, if I build one more Williams cabinet, I think a Bubbles would be the one. I mean, I've got it in my multi-Williams down in the dining room, but I think like having a Bubbles would be really cool.
And if one ever showed much nicer on an actual cabinet.
Yeah. Well, again, I'd have the same Dominic's stick in it that I have, Dominic's 8 stick, I think it is. Because you get like a mildly gated 8-way. It's a good stick to play it on. I actually quite enjoy it. But yeah, I had no idea that was the deal with the sticks.
Oh, you've got Dominic's stick? Well, you should give it back to him. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I'm here till Thursday. Tip your waitresses.
What do you mean Thursday? How far apart do the two of you live?
About 2 hours.
Really? You
Yeah.
guys aren't in the same. I thought you guys were like close to each other.
Now I'm in Odessa. She's in Lubbock.
Oh.
Which means nothing to you because you don't know where the cities are in Texas.
I know where Odessa and Lubbock are. Thank you very much.
Well, they're about 2
in
hours away.
Texas.
Yeah. They're on the edge of Texas Hill Country, correct?
Sure.
Yeah. Close enough. No.
Ain't no hills here.
Oh. That's
We're in
cool.
the middle of Texas flat country.
But
That
I
was
think you were onto something earlier, Chance, right? It's not just about the unique and weird controls, the trackballs, the spinners.
You're trying to
the flight
segue to the
sticks.
other topic.
No, we got right. Like it's
Trying
also
so hard.
it's the correct joystick, right?
It is.
Correct joystick.
Okay, for a long time, a lot of people didn't know that Isaiah Seiko made the Nintendo joysticks. The Nintendo joysticks that we all know and love in pretty much every single Nintendo arcade cabinet up until when Dynamo started taking over. Those ones exactly right there.
That we all know and love
R-Type?
except Liam. He doesn't know
What
or
does
love
R-Type
them.
have?
R
R-Type have one?
R-Type, yeah, R-Type has the Isaiah
Same
Seiko frames. Yeah, I think they stopped. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they stopped Super System. Yeah, I think Super
That doesn't
System
even have a joystick.
doesn't even have a joystick. Because after that was Killer Instinct, which could be argued.
But that was a
rare
joint project with
yeah.
Midway, right?
But again, so the Nintendo joystick, there's something to be said for having those controls, having those actual controls and playing that game. I know as a Donkey Kong guy who can't break 100,000, admittedly, I still
Really?
love. I can't. No, I've never broken 100,000. But again, I still love the game, and I play it a lot. Like I got one on every floor of the house. I don't play it every day, but the point is like it's my favorite game that I go to all the time, and I can't walk into a bar that has like a 60-in-1 with like not even in good condition like Wiko stick and play Donkey Kong on that and do a respectable score in my level of respectable score. There's no way. There's something about the way that the designers of that game developed those ROMs with the controls that they had in play. Now, there are some games out there like Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a really good example of a game that was in development that wasn't originally in development with a joystick.
With pneumatic buttons.
With the pneumatic buttons, yeah. You got to think like how much better or how much different is Street Fighter with the pneumatic buttons over the joysticks and buttons that we got? I don't know.
I mean, Street Fighter 1, nobody really
has
any affinity for, except as a, oddity.
Ooh, I've got a Street Fighter 1. Yeah. But yeah, I think there's something to be said. And that was probably the big miss. Like, obviously, Arcade1Up wasn't going to go out and, like, spend the money for every single one of their titles. They were just going to go to a Chinese manufacturer, get one brand of joystick, one brand of button, one brand of trackball. Maybe, I think they had a couple spinner games. And not spinners, rollers. Do they have any roller games? They had spinner games. But they're just going to go get one.
They played roller games with like the.
But there are only two roller games I can think of.
They had Major Havoc in the.
What other roller games are you thinking of?
Yeah, there wouldn't have been anything else.
So the Asteroids
only Major Havoc and Kick.
Yeah. Okay. So those would have been the only two. But the point is they can go out to a Chinese manufacturer and they can get 100,000, 200,000 units of this color of button. Done. 100,000 to $500,000 of this joystick, 8-way restrictor on it, 4-way restrictor on it, done. And that's profitable for them. Well, apparently not that profitable because they're now out of business.
Ouch.
But again, like they swung for the fence.
Too soon.
Oh, whatever. There's no too soon. They swung for the fence, and it had its place.
I'm sure they made some money for a while.
Yeah, either that or it was a giant corporate embezzlement thing. We don't know. But maybe like do we know why they're dead? Like, do we know what finally killed them? Was it oversaturation? Was it licensing issues? A fad? Like, what do we?
Yes.
All of the above.
Most likely, yes. All
All
the
the
above.
bottom, right? The people that wanted them bought them. They weren't interested in buying more necessarily.
The complaints that I saw were that they were just re-releasing the same titles over and over. It became stagnant. They couldn't get any new licenses.
I did see a spreadsheet indicating that they have released 52 versions of Pac-Man in the space of
so many versions of
2 years.
Pac-Man. They kept re-release. I think they re-released NBA Jam like 4 times.
So like different versions of Pac-Man. So the same Pac-Man, just a new SKU.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yes.
hey, here's the 40th anniversary. Here's the
50
45th anniversary.
52 different editions of
Liam,
Pac-Man.
This
in my spreadsheet, it's 76.
Sorry, you're
76
underselling it.
out of the
244.
Oh,
And that's not even like just included Pac-Man. That's had Pac-Man as part of
In the name. Yeah.
Yeah, when more than a quarter of your product is the same game, you're stagnant.
oh man, you know who this doesn't bode well for? Just thinking about it, Stern
Pac-Man.
Pinball. Stern Pinball, because Stern is doing a very similar thing. They're racing to the bottom with the quality of the parts that they put into the games. They have little to no creativeness with their playfields. They've started releasing games that you can buy in Costco. Like we have a Costco here that has that Stern Star Trek in it, and it's like every time I was in there today, every time I walk by it, there's a lineup of people to play it. I'm like,
the new one.
Go to a real pinball bar and play a real pinball machine that you can put a real coin into and actually enjoy yourself. Don't buy this thing because it's going to break on you in 2 months, and no pinball person in their right mind will be able to get parts. It's hard enough getting parts for Stern pinball games as it is. And then B, no pinball person in their right mind is going to charge you they're not going to charge you a reasonable price to fix the home version. They're going to charge you pinball prices to fix the home version, which you don't want to pay because you paid half for the home version.
Kind of like owning a motorcycle. Like, you better know how to work on a motorcycle if you own a motorcycle.
Yeah, because otherwise you're hooked.
So you made me think of something, like with all of the re-release of classic pinball machines. And I think like Stern's getting into it now, right? Like there's a bunch of companies that are trying to do this. What does that mean? Right? So like if I'm a pinball,
prices, absolutely nothing.
If I'm a pinball person,
it means they're turning into Hollywood. They've got no new ideas and they just got to rehash the old stuff.
Do I want the original, or do I want one made with
that's tough.
Newer stuff, probably slightly lower manufacturing quality?
I got a buddy.
Those parts,
things
aren't interchangeable.
The Chicago gaming ones actually seem to be really well done.
Oh, I will die on this mountain. The Chicago gaming build quality is phenomenally good. Like, I will die on that hill. Maybe I haven't like played some of their recent titles or like had to work on some of the recent titles, but I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, as a pinball technician at a pinball bar that gets like downtown college traffic.
Yeah, no, I completely get it. I'll tell you this, like for a while back, I didn't know Cactus Canyon was a early 90s machine. I didn't know that it was a remake.
Such a good
and
game.
I've had a history of not liking modern pins. I'll play them. I don't like them. couldn't put my finger on it, but I saw Cactus Canyon Chicago Gaming Company at MagFest one year. I played it, loved it, and I was like, why do I like this game? I don't usually like modern pins. What is going on? What is it about this game? And I look it up, and it's a remake. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
Right? Vanessa and I were in New York. Actually, when I bought this hoodie, we were in New York, and we went on a pilgrimage to Sunshine Laundry in Brooklyn so that I could play their original Cactus Canyon. Because that game is just, even though it had incomplete code, even though like it's the end of the era as far as those pins go, that game is phenomenally good. Now, Charlie, to answer your question, why would I want the remake versus the original? That's a tough question because, like, okay, I have a buddy, I won't say his name. He had probably one of the nicest Attack from Mars on the planet, like chromed out, gorgeous game. He sold it for bank, like literally. I don't even knew he knew that the remake was coming, but he sold that thing for the toppest of top dollar. And then, like, I want to say, like, literally the next week, the remake was announced. And, like, I just felt bad for the guy who bought it. But the guy who bought it was like, I don't care. This is the original game. It's been fully tricked out. It's been fully cared for. Or I can buy...
the remakes come tricked out. They come with all the art packages.
If you buy
the remakes
the
for people that just
LE
want turnkey...
Not necessarily. So we had, when we opened, when Arlen opened Pin Bar, and this is like 7 years ago now, we had his, because we took delivery here at this place of his Attack from Mars LE. And I know Attack from Mars really well. I love the game. I swear to God, in the month that thing was here for 30 days, Vanessa and I put 1,000 plays on it in 1 month. Like, I'd wake up in the morning. I wasn't working that month. I was like between projects, and I was like, I would go downstairs. She would go off to work. She'd come home. I was still playing the game. Like, we did a bunch of videos on the Canadian Arcade on that.
Did she look at you with disgust?
No, because she wanted to play too. Like, she loved that game. And it was like, I didn't have 12 grand to go out and buy one, but it was still like, there's something about those games from that, like, late 80s, mid to late 90s era of pinball machines that were so good. Stern's never going to have that because they're racing to the bottom with quality, right? They're pulling the Arcade1Up thing. But CGC just makes some phenomenal games. Here's a fun fact. Okay, so, and I've probably mentioned this before, that Attack from Mars pinball machine, we put that, so Arlen opened up Pin Bar. We delivered it to him. It went on location. For the first couple of months that Pin Bar was open, I spent a lot of time there. And I'd go in, I'd sit down, I'd watch like what games were getting played, you know, what usage was, you know, the wear and tear on some of those games. And at this point, I had invested interest because I had a bunch of arcade games there. I was sitting there. I was eating wings, lemon pepper wings. I remember this. And I was watching two college chicks play that Attack from Mars and then throw their hands up in the air.
Does Vanessa know about this?
Yeah, I wasn't staring them. Anyway, no, but I was eating and I was watching as two chicks were playing and their game broke and the game failed on them. And they throw their hands up like, oh, it stopped working. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm here. So I walked over across the room. The flipper linkage on the left flipper, the bolt that connects the little plastic piece of the linkage to the plunger that goes through the coil, that flipper linkage, that bolt had failed. It was on, and I swear to God, because I had to check, because I think we're like 6-7 months into Pin Bar at the time. I opened up the game, loaded up, so, oh, the flippers, this is going to take me more than, you know, like a minute, guys. Like, can we just put you on another game? Walked them over to another game. I went into the diagnostics of the game, into the accounting, and I looked. I swear to God, 10,999 plays. Literally one play before 11,000. That thing died like one game before 11,000. And other than that was the first thing that failed on it. So those remakes, I don't know about now or the newest stuff.
Did you have lemon pepper sauce all over your face?
I did. Yeah. Yeah, it was greasy on the buttons. No, but like those games, like CGC just did it right. CGC and some of their newer stuff too is pretty cool, but I haven't really played. What is it? They did a Pulp Fiction, didn't they?
I saw the Pulp Fiction pin. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we had it at 8-Bit Roundup. We had 2 of them at 8-Bit Roundup. I just wasn't sure if it was CGC or not. Really good game. One of those themes that you really, really enjoy. So yeah, CGC does it. And would you have the original, going back to Charlie's question, would you have the original versus the remake?
Yes.
It depends on your priorities. You say yes, but I say no. I would rather have the remake.
Would you rather have a remake Addams Family or an original Addams Family, Chance?
Neither. Addams Family is one of the worst pinball machines ever made.
And
how about
shows the quality of your opinions?
No, we've talked about this, Liam. I know you love that game. Arabian Nights is a great game.
Yeah, because that's one that's been discussed lately as a remake.
As the next remake. That one I would buy a remake on. Right? Like I would do the remake. We had a Monster Bash. We had
we don't see you, Sam. We hear you, but we don't see you.
No, that's her.
We can hear her.
I thought Liam moved over because Sam was coming up.
Oh,
like no, that's her laughing at you saying Addams Family is the worst game ever made.
Addams Family is one, not the worst. T2 is the worst pinball machine ever made. Addams Family is not.
T2 is the worst shooter ever.
Hercules is the worst.
Yeah, I'd say Hercules is
Street Fighter, Spy Hunter.
No, okay. Hey, I've sold those games, so they're not terrible.
Look. Charlie,
any game that's made me money is pretty good.
The CGC remakes of all of those classic Bolly Williams pins are phenomenally good for a couple of reasons. If you can get away from the fact that maybe they don't have the original DMD, but now they have a slightly larger color DMD screen. Like the color DMD is like one of the first things that you'd ever want to put onto a game. And that's not original. I get it, but it's still a really good mod to a pinball machine. The sheer fact that I can open up a CGC game and the bulbs and the way that those boards, the modernization that they did when they decided we're going to modernize some things, but we're going to keep some things original. That was a really good decision on CGC's behalf. And I think anything that CGC creates that's a remake, as long as they don't start pulling a Stern and race to the bottom like Gomez and co. have started to do or have been doing for the last 8 years, arguably is keeping pinball alive. As long as they don't do that, they're still going to be worth the money that you're spending every time.
I'm going to change the title to Chance Takes a Shot at George Gomez.
He already, yeah. Gomez doesn't like me. We've been on record that Gomez and I do not get along. So
to speak on that point of Stern going downhill, I have a customer that has bought a few pinball machines from me. That he told me one day, he's like, I want a brand new pinball machine, but I don't know what I want. And he wanted a Stern because that's like the only name that he knew. But he didn't know what he wanted. He just asked me what machine is good. What should I buy? And I was like, the only new Stern I can think of that I really like is Iron Maiden. I like Iron Maiden. It's a good pin. He's like, okay, I'll buy that one. Where should I buy it from? So I just gave him the name of a guy I know that sells brand new pins. And he's like, okay, I'll call the guy and, will he help me set it up? Okay, fine. So he just bought a new pin that he had never played before just because I said it was good. He had it shipped to him and I set it up and he loves it, because Iron Maiden's a really good pin.
Because he doesn't know any better.
Yes, well, maybe, but
Iron Maiden's a decent game.
Iron Maiden's
one of the few.
It's probably the best
Stern
game of the last 10 years.
Great.
Yeah. Let's say he doesn't dislike Iron Maiden, I'm sure, because he's cranked it up and he plays it all the time and he loves the thing. But he's asked me recently, is like, I think I want another new one. What should I get? And I'm like, oh God, is there another one that is worth getting?
Yeah.
I played Dungeons and Dragons and didn't hate it. That's the best endorsement I can give you.
Go to Jersey Jack, man. Go buy something from Jack. Go buy something from CGC.
It's the one that did the Labyrinth pinball was quite good.
Jersey Jack.
You see, I haven't played any of those, though, so I can't endorse any of those because I haven't played any of them. So I don't. What
it was
like
fun.
It was a fun game. It's a fun game. The Labyrinth.
If I could find like a brand new, Total Nuclear Annihilation, I'd tell them to buy that. But
Okay, before we go down the rabbit hole that is spooky games are not for on location. If you want a spooky game, you don't put it on location. There's too many 3D printed
It's not
cards.
location though. It's just this dude's garage.
No, I'm just saying that as a thing. But even to that, if you're a heavy player, buy a spooky game, play it for a little bit, and then unless you absolutely love it, like the Rick and Morty, pass it on, because those games are just, they're built in a garage by a bunch of like purists, or not purists, hobbyists. They're not.
Yeah, and whenever it has issues, he'll call me and pay me to fix it. So that's fine.
Yeah,
Labyrinth was made by Barrels of Fun.
Barrels of Fun, thank you.
I've only ever seen one on location. It was broken.
We had one at
I played it a couple times. It's great fun.
It's great. The topper mocks you, like the motorized topper, so cool.
I screwed up a shot and it was like, well, I guess a score's a score.
Yeah. But just
one last thing, relevant IP.
One last thing on Stern, and I will change my tune on Stern, but this will never happen, because if you've been paying attention to Stern Pinball over the last decade, they will race to the bottom for quality and cost on their parts. And if nobody is paying attention, or it doesn't incite a mass rebellion like the dimpled playfields, like the ball issues, like just the clear coat issues, the bayonet plugs for their bulbs, if it doesn't elicit a big public outcry, they'll be like, oh, we got away with it. And they'll just make it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And then what we're going to be left with is Stern Pinball arguing, oh, we did this for the hobby. No, you've created the new one-ups, essentially, is what you've done.
They did it for the money.
Yeah, that's all that mattered. If they were really doing it to continue pinball and to like save pinball, they'd actually do what like CGC is doing and actually put some decent engineering into their games, and actually put some, like, I'll give it to you, Iron Maiden, great game. Phenomenally good game. Turtles, the latest Turtles that they had, phenomenally good.
I like that one too.
Godzilla, Godzilla was an outlier. Godzilla was really, really good, but not much else from Stern has been great. Jaws, mediocre. Transformers.
Okay, Jaws. The fact that the shark doesn't eat the ball by default is just insane.
You don't even need a bigger boat. You just need a boat. Like, let's go.
As long as there's still all those guys that continue to buy all the brand new machines as soon as they come out, without even having played them and just having shipped directly to them, and then they play them, I don't know, a lifetime of 150 plays, and then they just move them on at the same price that they bought them at, plus $1,000, and then they just buy the next one. As long as they keep doing that, Stern has a market, and they're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over.
I almost had a trade worked out. I was going to get a Tapper, a Sinistar, and a Paperboy for my Munsters. But the guy decided he didn't want it because he really wanted one with a lower playfield. And I've got a Pro. Because I played the lower playfield, and it plays like a tabletop toy game.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with him on that one, though. The lower playfield is the only thing that's Munsters fun.
It's like a toy.
I give them credit for doing the all black and white Munsters. That was gnarly. Like, that was okay, cool. Like, I'll still give them some credit, but I can't. That era of Stern, it's a race to the bottom.
Well, I think Chance has officially ticked off multiple different communities here between the home arcade, Arcade1Up community,
and those who own the Addams Family pinball machines.
The entire pinball industry, including Stern and George Gomez personally.
Hey man,
make it up to me with a certain product.
I got nothing but love and respect for Jersey Jack and CGC and Barrels of Fun.
You indirectly dumped on the MAME community.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chance Hates Everything show.
And Nintendo, and you're cruising for a C&D from Nintendo.
Oh, can you imagine if I got a C&D from them?
If you would like to message Chance, his email is.
Yeah. Let's talk about Sky Skipper, shall we?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Jamie Scher was selling,
which is broken now.
Sky Skipper ROMs.
No, he wasn't. He was selling Popeye ROMs from his Sky Skipper board. Jamie's a great guy. just so we're clear, but some people have to get it out of their mind that a TNX board is a Skyskipper board. It's not. A TNX board is an early development board that Nintendo used for Popeye and for Skyskipper. They are not Skyskipper boards.
What else can we bait Chance with?
You can message Chance at
it's like the old episodes
podcast.com
of Home
Chance,
Improvement when Tim Allen said something bad and like Al would hold up Tim's like right to duel time at
Chance, when can we expect the next video from Canadian Arcade?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea.
Liam, what's next from Retro Bots?
Can I just
This isn't even your name.
take Chance's little laugh and like play that back?
Typo there,
Basically the same.
I can make a button on my soundboard. Wait. There you go.
Retro Bots.
There's no typo there.
Yeah,
Was it?
it's showing up as Retro Bots on my screen. You see it?
Nope.
Yeah, on the. That's so weird. On the stream, it looks correct, but in StreamYard, it says Retro Bots. RO. I'll do a screenshot and send it to you.
Neat. No, actually, we're so far behind, so comically behind on all the things that we wanted to do videos of, and we haven't done a video since May of last year.
Have we done a video since before you?
Yeah.
No.
And yeah, we've got a long list of stuff that we've got footage for and things that have come and gone as far projects. Last thing we did was when Star Rider arrived in a crate. It is now in the arcade. It fully works.
Minus the back door.
It's the back door.
The wheel.
Everyone have one? I'd love one. I'll buy it. But yeah, that's the time span we're talking about. So no, nothing's coming anytime soon.
Yeah.
What about UK? What's next for Prime Arcade?
I hadn't had any videos in the last week or two just because, we had the horrendous storm of the century where, where I live, it was cold for a few days. That's all it really was. I mean, we did have some precipitation, but like
You would have
compared
30
to anywhere
seconds
else.
of an inch of snow. What do you?
Yeah, it snowed for like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes, something like that. And there was, it got down to, I don't know, 30 degrees. Oof, it's so horrendous. But my shop is non-heated and poorly insulated, so I didn't want to go to work for a few days. So I just stayed home. So there's no videos recently, but I've got no excuse now. So I got to get back in the shop and fix some stuff. So you'll see content post haste. Oh, but I am about to be an influencer because I got a Chinese company to send me a free multimeter.
Ooh.
And so I have to make a video showing it off. As
Is it one of the talking ones?
I don't think it talks, but it's got a nice slick digital display, and it also has like a built-in oscilloscope and stuff like that too. I don't know if any of this is of any quality, but that's what the video is going to show because I'm gonna put it next to side by side to my Fluke and test it out and see how accurate this thing is, and see if it passes the test. And if it doesn't, then this company's not going to be very happy with the results of this video. But if it is, then maybe they'll be glad they sent it to me. Otherwise, they're going to be very upset that they sent me a free multimeter that I'm just going to be dogging all on.
So what you're saying is that China was forced to sell ByteDance. ByteDance was forced to sell TikTok to America, but they're still going to influence the influencers by sending them Chinese stuff and curry favor.
Apparently, part of the deal is like you can sell stuff on TikTok Shop, and they'll send you samples. But part of sending you samples is you have to make a video like showing it off. And that's what I'm going to do, but it's not going to be very positive if it doesn't pass the test. So that's on their build quality. So
can you upload that to YouTube as well so that I can see it?
No. You're just going to have to get over your self-made ban and
It's like server like literally we've banned TikTok. We've blacklisted TikTok in the
literally
house
you can undo that with like the push of a button. That's on you.
Click on Unify and log into the thing and
turn off Wi-Fi on your phone.
Oh, actually, no.
Do a VPN and act like you're somewhere else.
TikTok isn't blacklisted on our new network because I didn't. I hope my wife's not watching.
Yeah, no excuse. Add me, add me as the your friend or whatever it's called. I don't know. I don't know the lingo.
Follower.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Chance, do you have any videos coming out this year?
You're just started. I don't know what I got a backlog of stuff. We'll figure something out.
Well, I've got a video almost done. I might record the rest of it tonight. It's a Neo Geo video.
Can I congratulate you on something?
Of course. Of course.
I have been watching a lot more of your content recently.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That is a huge congratulations to me.
Well, this is me. I like that your videos now are 12 minutes, 20 minutes.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? No. Like, this is not like me slamming on you.
I'm saying that your videos aren't long and boring.
No. But like, no, there's something about it. Like, when I sit down and I watch YouTube, I treat YouTube as like television, like when I watch content, and I enjoy the fact that you are.
So you're saying you have zero attention span when it comes to.
You like me, but only in small doses.
So if you have zero attention span, you know what would be.
Charlie, I like you, but I'm not going to commit an hour and a half to watch you like float around. It's a positive, man. I'm really enjoying your content as of late. Some of your videos, like the old school, let's get down to it in 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Like, I'm enjoying that. So thank you for like. I just thank you for the backhanded compliment. We discussed this at length on the last members only live stream that I did Friday night. So you can go back and watch that and learn about why I did things a little bit differently. Now, that live stream was 3 hours and 5 minutes long. So you're going to have to do some digging to find that segment. But as long as you put the chapter markers in there and I can jump around, that's all that matters.
Zero chance. All right. Droid wants my long form content more. He wants my long.
So put the long form content on like a float plane or a Patreon side of things, but then make your 20-minute videos, your 30-minute videos for the thing. I love it. I'm here for it.
Your channel got demonetized, didn't it?
Because we weren't posting. YouTube literally changed the way that they did it after a certain number of. If you don't post within like 6 months, they demonetize you.
There you go. All right. Well,
just hailstorm videos anyway.
Unless there are any final pot shots, I think we'll call that an episode. We thought we wouldn't have enough to talk about. Look at that.
Our next episode.
Once in a while. Yeah.
Hold on. Our next episode will be.
We'll find out how many more people Chance can make angry.
No. Send your hate mail to. I want to see Kay hold up a card with my like doxing me.
Yeah, this is the closest I got.
Nice.
This is what I got on here.
I really like that pillow. If we become the 52nd state, I reserve the right to buy one of those. So our next episode will be the importance of unique game-specific arcade controls.
Okay, we teased it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great episode. We keep hearing her, but we don't see her. Poke your head into the.
You got to pay extra for that.
Uh-oh. All right, guys. This has been episode 35 of the Coin Jam podcast. Thank you all. We'll see you later. And goodbye.